Yo, what's up with you guys? Welcome back to another video. It's Tubelin, and I hope you guys are having a great day so far. And the reason I named it the title Bedhead was because my guy had bedhead. And if any of you guys know what I'm talking about, that's like when you first wake up in the morning, man, your hair is like looking crazy and it's just all over the place. And most times you gotta go take a shower or you gotta go wash your hair or something to kind of get it back in place. That's what my brother had, man. That was my motto today. It was my brother, and we were kind of doing stuff. We were going out and just kind of enjoying our time. And then when he woke up, he's like, "Hey man, can you give me a haircut? You feel me? This and this and this and that." And I was like, "Yeah, I got you." And so he got up, and I should have washed his hair. And I didn't, and so that proved me a little challenging, and that's why I decided to name this Bedhead. But obviously we made do, and we definitely fixed it up. Thank you guys for clicking on this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and go ahead and comment anything you guys want to see in future videos. And yeah, man, let's just get straight into the video. Let's go.
Alright YouTube, so to start this tutorial off, I ended up wetting the hair, trying to saturate it and let it lay in its natural position, but I don't know why I thought this would be enough, because it really wasn't. What I ended up having to do was I needed to go wash his hair, and I never ended up doing it. And honestly, that would have made my life 10 times easier if I would have done that. But right now I don't think we're gonna take anything off the top, so we're just kind of wetting it, trying to make it lay in its natural position. And then we're gonna go ahead and blow dry this, and then actually prep the haircut. Okay, so now I believe we're going in with a 2-guard, and we're just kind of really starting to figure out where his hair is at, because he recently just got a haircut. So we're trying to figure out where his hair is at. So I think I started with 2 open, and then I'm pretty sure I found that it was too low, so then I went 2 closed, and then I'll show the rest of the haircut. Because we're giving a taper fade, we are making sure that we're establishing this length all around the head, and then to top it off, we're gonna hit that taper at the way end, and that's gonna kind of make this haircut really pop. For those that don't know what a taper fade is, a taper fade is basically that it's like a taper and a fade combined. The only place where it's skin though is in the taper area, next to the temple. But like over the ear, that is just gonna be light. It won't be down to skin. It'll be like a 1.5 or a 1 open, depending on how light the client wants it. But for any of you guys that don't really know what that is, that's what it is, where you'll have a taper, but it'll be like a fade also in it. So it'll like be light all around the head, but it won't be like too light. Right now we're establishing that 1.5 length all around the head, and because I believe that's what he got. And everywhere else we're just gonna kind of lighten it up. Make sure that this is all around the head, that way later on we can do our taper nice and easy. Alright, so we just put in that skin line, and now we're gonna put our lever open guideline, and this one is going to be about 1 inch. And then make sure, the way I like to fade it out is I'll go downwards. So I'll start open, and then I'll go about 3/4 of the way down, or up I mean, and then I'll close it a little bit in the lever, and then I'll go about halfway, and then halfway in my lever, and then a quarter, and I'll be a quarter of the way down, and then I'll be closed, and I'll be all the way at the bottom of that guideline, and it'll be completely faded. And we're making sure to keep the area near the C cup dark, so we're not touching any of that, because later on when we give that C cup, we need it to be dark so that it can really pop out. And now we're going in with that one open, and we're doing it in like a rainbow like shape, and about another inch, and then right underneath that we'll go closed, and that half guard will really put this whole haircut together. All right, and now that's done, we're going in with that tool art again, making sure that we establish the length, because I still see a subtle line up there. And after that, we'll go in with that 1.5 guard, and it'll really tie it together. Here I'm pointing out that line that I mentioned earlier, and then we're gonna just attack that with the 1.5 guard, and I'll start about open or halfway depending, but I already know my brother's hair, so I just went completely closed, and it came right out. Alright, and this is the part where my phone had died, so I had to throw it on the charger for a little bit, and I already did the other side. So the other side, sadly I won't be able to show you guys, but I do kind of detail in that side, and that I will show you. To start off with the back, we're just balding it all out, and you know, making sure it's nice and close to skin, and then we're going to set our first guideline with that lever open, and then slowly blend it out just like we did on the side. Alright, the way I like to fade out my initial guideline is I'll do it downward. So I'll start off open, and then I'll close my lever about 1/4 of the way, and then I'll go about a 1/4 of the way up, and then I'll go about halfway, and I'll go about halfway the way up, and then I'll go 1/4 and 1/4 of the way up, and then I'll be all the way closed, and I should be at the way bottom of that guideline. And once I'm done with that, it should completely be faded. Watch how often I play with my lever. That's going to be really important when you guys are cutting hair. You don't want to constantly stay in the same spot. Kind of just stick and move, man. You only really need to use a couple of passes of the hair to really cut it to the length that you want. So if it's not cutting it and it's not getting rid of a line, you need to go lower. That's why. All right, now we're going one open. And then right after we establish a length with the one open, we're going to go one closed right underneath. Alright, now after we did that one close, we're going to go with our half closed, and we're going to get rid of that subtle line that we created with that lever open at the beginning. he has like kind of like a little indentation in an area that kind of like overlaps, and we're trying to make sure that that area is kind of smooth, so the transition is still like flows into the top, and that area isn't like like any line or any dark spots. And we're going back to that one closed and just kind of playing with the lever to kind of make sure that it's nice and blended in the area before we move up to that 1.5 to kind of make the whole blend come together. Now moving on to the other side, I still see this line right there, so I grabbed my 2 guard, I put it closed, and I kind of wanted to like solidify the length, make sure that it was a 2 closed. And this is the area that I mentioned to you guys earlier, that this is where he was really sleeping on a lot, and so he had that bed head, and it was a little tough to take out, but we went over a couple times, kind of wet it a little bit and just combed it, and we were able to get it where we wanted to. This part definitely gave me a challenge, man. If I would have just washed his hair, it would have been so much simpler. It just did not work out that way. And here we go, lining him up, and we're hit that vertical bar, and then we're gonna do obviously the lineup in the front, and then we're gonna give him that C cut. And the whole thing is really starting to come together. The lineup for me, man, that's like the final touch, bro. When you hit it with that lineup and really get it to hit, man, the whole haircut really just pops. All right, now so we put in that shave gel on him, and then we're gonna put the razor, and this really just makes the lineup pop even more. It makes it last a couple extra days. The lineup, it can really pop when you put the razor on it, so that's why I always like to do it. Alright, YouTube, we called it bedhead for a reason, because this is how my man was looking like before. He's looking real crazy, hair all over the place, and this is the after. Had to get my guy right, man. I appreciate you guys for sticking in this long, man, and see you guys in the outro. Alright, you guys, so that was the cut, man. Honestly, it was kind of unique, man. That taper fade is a real unique haircut. I don't get too many of them often, you know what I mean? Most people want a fade or a taper, burst fade, like stuff like that, but I don't get too many taper fades, so it's always definitely cool to do them when I get the chance to. And yeah, my brother wanted it. I honestly, I liked it. I really thought it looked clean. I think it suits him. But that's definitely, you know, I feel like you'll suit it depending on your client, you know what I mean? Like, you'll style it and you'll you do it the certain way to their liking. You're gonna have to like modify it to every individual client. Most people don't have like the same head. Like, honestly, nobody has the same head and the same bone structure and all that other stuff, right? So you gotta like play and kind of modify it for each client. And that's when you really get like detailed and oriented, and later when you get really good at this. But yeah, I definitely, you know, modified the haircut specifically for him. But yeah, man, this is a dope haircut. I definitely liked it. I had a little bit of trouble recording from the size that I was recording at, but I was doing my best.
and then my phone ended up dying, y'all. My phone ended up dying, so the half of it, it just died on me, which really sad, to be real with you guys. But I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Thank you for sticking in this long. Make sure to like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys, for real, man. I hope you guys have a great rest of your guys' day. It's Tubelin, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace.